Hey everyone, I'm Mine, and this is set number 80024, the legendary Flower Fruit Mountain from the LEGO Monkie Kid theme. This set contains 1,949 pieces, 8 minifigures, and retails for $169.99 in the US. This is an all-new set coming in March of 2021, which was sent to me early by the LEGO Group through the LEGO Ambassador Network, but all opinions expressed in this video are my own. Before I get started, I'd just like to ask you guys to please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. A couple of days ago, I did reviews of all 5 of the upcoming March 2021 Ninjago sets, and over the next couple of days, I'll be reviewing all of the March 2021 Monkie Kid sets. So by liking the video and subscribing to the channel, you'll be helping support me, and you'll be able to see these videos as soon as they come out. But with all that out of the way, let's get on to the review. So the first thing I have to say about this set is, it is big. Very, very big. Well, I've gotten plenty of big sets before that are like really tall. This is probably the longest set I've ever gotten. And I mean, you can see how long it is. This is a 3-foot light box, and while it fits in here, it's so wide that like I have to show the edges of the light box. I can't zoom in far enough to cut off the edges. The set is just really pretty too. I love the colors on it. The bright lime green being used throughout to represent the grass rather than just like a typical standard green, it makes this a lot more interesting visually. I also really like these little cloud effects all throughout. I'll be showing you a closer look in a couple of moments, but I just want you guys to like take in the entire set altogether before I do. Now, full disclosure, I haven't actually seen the Monkie Kid show. I don't believe it's aired in the US, so I don't like have any context of like what the relevance of this is in the show. However, based on what the instructions for this set say, it looks like this set is meant to represent the entire story of the original Monkey King. It seems to be based less on the Monkey Kid show and more of just like the classic legend of the Monkey King, and different elements of this set are meant to represent like different parts of his life. There's these little like golden signs, which I'll show you guys up close in a little bit, with like Chinese characters on them, and I believe that's probably supposed to tell the story, but unfortunately, I can't read that language, so I'm not sure what they say. But if anybody in the comments can read what they say and they want to translate them, please let me know in the comments below, and if somebody has a good translation, I will pin it in the comments, so hopefully that'll give more insight as to what the set's supposed to be. But regardless, even though I can't understand them, they do look cool all throughout, and I like the idea of a set that tells its story. This build can easily be detached into 3 separate sections. The first on the right contains the little egg as well as the stairway area. The middle, as you may expect, is the main waterfall, and then the left detaches in the middle right there. And it has the bridge, the throne, and its own like little waterfall down there. But we'll take a look at that in a little bit. We'll start by taking a look at this section right here, the egg and then the stairs. So the story begins on the right side of the build with this little like stone egg section right here. I really like the shaping on this. The clouds up here feel very animated and a ton of fun, same with the ones at the bottom. It does sort of feel like a storybook come to life, if that makes any sense. It just feels very like animated and whimsical, with all the bright colors and round shapes and everything. I love how they built up this mountain too, with just like the different like jagged rounded edges. It creates some variance, but it all comes together to look quite nice. You can see there's a little tree branch on a little ball joint right here. This just uses some like flower stem pieces without any flowers on it, and then 2 like the classic LEGO leaf pieces. Coming up, there's a little platform right here where the egg attaches, and here's the first of like the stickered sign pieces that tell the story. As I said, I don't know what it says, but there's a close look at it, so if anybody can read it and they want to let me know what it says in the comments, please do. And then at the very top, there's this little egg right here. This is to represent the birth of Monkey King. And I'm very mixed on this build, because the idea behind it is you're supposed to open it up and the Monkey King's inside, and that's to represent him being born. However, it doesn't exactly close up all the way usually. Like you can see right here, this is it in its closed form. If you tilt it slightly to one side like this, you can have it close up a little bit better, but still there's a little bit of a gap in it. So when you have the Monkey King in it, even when it's in its closed form, like you can see him peeking out. And I don't believe that's intentional. It could be, like I guess if they want to show that like, hey, he's breaking out of the egg, and then you can have it open up all the way. But that doesn't make much sense to me. I think it would have been better if it closed up a little bit better. But I still like the idea behind it. You pull back on a little Technic piece in the back, which I'll show you in a second, and the egg opens up just like that to reveal baby Monkey King inside. Here's the mechanism from the back. You can see the eggs in its like closed up form right now. But you pull in this like little green and white Technic piece right here, and it opens up. There's 2 studs right there for you to attach the Monkey King to. And here's how the transformation looks from the back when you pull on it. Underneath the egg and the mountain, there's just a little bit of room inside. You can see some foliage. There's some lime green foliage here, and then just like some standard green right there. And you could probably fit like 1 or 2 figures in there if you want to have them hiding in like a mountain area. So as a whole, I think this first section of the egg is alright. I really like the idea behind the egg, but in execution, it just wasn't done perfectly. However, visually, I really enjoyed this part of the build. Just all the curves in both the clouds and the mountain and everything that colors, it looks really fantastic. It's just unfortunate the egg itself can't close up all the way, because just having it go like that would make this play feature so much better. Next, we'll move on to the part of the build that's directly next to the egg and that's connected to it, this little like mountain stairway area. This area doesn't have anything too distinct other than the stairs themselves. This is mostly just like mountain and foliage. However, I don't think that's a bad thing in the slightest. There's a lot of things going on in like other parts of the set, and I think this part looks really good. Just like with the egg area, I really like these clouds at the base. In fact, I'd even argue that these clouds are better than the clouds on the egg area. And I love the colors all throughout. Lime green is such a cool color for the grass and incorporates with the rest of this build absolutely perfectly. A few of the stairs are brick built, but then it switches to just using like Lego ladder pieces. There's like this mid-level right here. It's very similar in level to the egg. And then there's another stairway which gets you all the way to the top. And at the top there's this little apple tree. I really like the plants growing all throughout this. I really like how this tree branch right here has like little leaves that are in lime green, but the plant itself is in just like the regular green. It's a nice variation in the color and really makes it pop. Up at the top, you can see there's a little bit of room for figures. There's some lime green foliage right here, some standard green right here. And then there's this build to make the tree, which just consists of like a lot of curved pieces that are like built into the mountain. And then for the tree itself, they use like the classic robot arm pieces combined with like little handlebar pieces. And while I wouldn't have expected it, this actually works surprisingly well. The robot arm pieces come off of the handlebars, and then they're holding like little flower pieces that have leaves coming off. And then the other branches are built exactly the same way. You have a robot arm coming up to handlebars, and the handlebars have robot arms coming off of them. This side just has the same like foliage build, and so does this side. And then there's a little like red apple hanging off of one. My main issue with this is it's not completely stable. You may see me holding it up in this review. That's because if I let go, it starts to slowly droop. I double checked to make sure I have everything built right, and I do. It's just this part of the build is just too heavy, which I feel like could be very easily modified, and like visually this looks good. It's just unfortunately not going to stay in place, because no matter what you do, over time it just slowly droops down. The handlebars just can't hold the weight of that many like branches coming off. But that being said, even just having it like this like looks good. It's not perfect, but it works. It just feels like sort of an abstract tree, which I think is what they were going for. There's quite a bit of room in the undersection of this build. Once again, different colors of foliage. They use like this darker green here inside the cave, which I find interesting. But there's a little bit of lime green. You can see there's like a brown vine coming out right here. There's a little yellow flower. Plenty of room to put figures in here if you so desire. And this is all within this little sloped area here inside this mountain. I really like how this looks. The slopes make this feel like really natural and animated. It's not as like jagged as you would expect to see from LEGO. And then you can see on the side here, there's just more of this mountain bit with some texturing. On this little leaf right here, you can see there's another one of these signs. There it is in high resolution if you want to try to read it, but as I said, I have no clue what it says. Here is the next section of the build, the Waterfall. This is definitely the biggest and most interesting section, so let's just take a look at it top to bottom. The build obviously contains this like huge main waterfall crashing down all the way to this little lake at the bottom. The lake itself looks really nice. You have tons of like different colored like transparent blue tiles all throughout, as well as some trans clear. And it's all on top of these cyan plates to give the illusion of like different depths of water. There's some cool foliage out front here. They start to introduce the pink in this section of the build. You also may have seen this earlier, but there's a couple like 3x3 green hearts in this set. I believe these are new for this set. I've never seen this piece in this color in any set before, so that's really cool to get those here. It's cool to see them being used as foliage too, because they work surprisingly well on this. And this is such a specific mold that you would think like only works as a heart, so it's cool to see they found other uses for it. There's another one of these signs right here, which you can take a look at. And then you can see there's this main section in the middle, which looks to be like a little bridge. Well, if you couldn't tell, this is actually a transformation feature. If you push down on this, the waterfall actually opens up so you can get access to the inside. The bridge itself also leans in so you can have like a clear walkway to get inside. Before I show you the inside though, let me show you a little bit more of the outside. These waterfall pieces use this like shaded trans blue I've never seen before. It might even be dual molded, like there's little bits of purple that I can kind of notice, and it's a bit foggy, a bit sparkly. I think I may have seen this used in like LEGO Friends before, but obviously because I don't collect LEGO Friends, like this isn't a piece I see a ton. It's a really cool color though, and like works really well for water. It just feels like clean spring water. And as you can see, there's some stickers over top of it, but I think honestly, even without the stickers, the set would look quite good. So if you're not a fan of stickers, like these pieces would probably look really great even without them. It is cool to see like the flowing water all throughout though. On the left side here, you can see that there's this little stone with more text on it. You get some more foliage built in the same style as previously, however this time it's using purple and pink leaves, which are really cool. You have a peach growing from one of these trees, that's a really nice part to get. And even though they're built in the same style with like the robot arms and the handlebars, these are not nearly as heavy as the apple tree was, so these actually stand up quite nice. The mountain has like these two large rock formations going up the sides. This one actually starts on the base while this one starts with the tree. You can see some pretty cool stickered pieces on each. This one just has a vine right here, and this one has a vine and then like a little flower growing out. It makes this feel like very ancient, like it's been run down over time, but it's still like upkept to be nice. You see there's a little cloud piece coming out here. There's a little tree right here, very similar to the apple tree, but without the apple, so it's actually not too heavy. Same thing right here, different colors, but same design. The very top has like the tiniest bit of room to pose a figure if you wanted to. And over on the side you have like the peak of the mountain, and right next to it there's another one of those little trees. On top of it, there's this little build of a bird. This guy is really cute. I love to see him roosting up there. It's not often we get brick-built birds anymore, so this kind of reminds me of classic LEGO, and I think he's a ton of fun. He's on top of another one of these like handlebar robot arm trees, and surprisingly it's enough to maintain his weight. I guess just the apple tree was too much for it, but yeah, this works perfectly fine. You have another one of these like clouds coming out the side, some more foliage. Here you can see the side of the build and all the different curves that make up the mountain. Now, moving on to the interior, you can see the first floor is mostly just open green space. However, there is like this little stone area and it leads up to this like sand green staircase. And it's hard to see, but there's a little more detail like wrapping around, and it goes into this stone pillar right here which leads to the staircase. Coming up to the top of that, there's a little stone platform right here. Again, some more foliage. It's foliage all throughout. There's that tree I showed you before. And it brings you to a room behind the waterfall. This one is a little more furnished, right? You have one of those green heart pieces right here. You have another little peach tree with a peach growing out of it, and the purple and pink colors. You can see straight through the waterfall, which I think is awesome. Like, this is just such a cool location. And then on the wall, you have two stickered pieces. I'm not sure exactly what these are meant to represent. The bottom one looks to be something related to peaches, but I'm not positive what that top one is. Again, I'm not familiar with the Monkey Kid show or the original Monkey King legend, so if anybody knows, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, those two stickers are right there. Yeah, I think that's about it for the main waterfall section. This is definitely the biggest and probably the nicest looking, however, it's not the most detailed. A lot of the detail in this part of the build is just like different trees, different rocks, and while it all looks good and contributes to like a great overall build, there's just not a ton for me to show you. So let's move on to the next and final part. So here's the final part of the build, and this one's definitely the strangest to me. It just has a lot going on, far more than the other two parts, so it's just strange to see that it's in the smallest part of the build. First, here's the main part that's visible from the front. This looks to be like a wood chopping area. One of the figures in the set is called Apprentice Monkey King, so I assume this is where he would go. Has this little axe right here to like simulate chopping this log on the ground. And then there's this little crate in the back which has 5 other logs which I assume are yet to be chopped, or already have been chopped. These are just loose in here and can be removed if you want to. And they're the same exact piece as the one that's being chopped right here. There's another one that's like large stone pillars right here with the vines and the flower on it. That's a sticker just like the other two. There's a cute little water area right here, quite similar to the front of the waterfall area. And then there's this little boat implying that this is on the water as well. It's just a tiny like little wooden boat, but I think this is really cute. There's a little Technic pin right there to stick a minifigure onto if you want to. It's got this like golden Exodus shield piece right here with a sticker on it. I really like this build actually. I think it's really cute. I think the Apprentice Monkey King fits onto it perfectly and it looks quite nice. That boat is attached with a chain to the stone pillar right here, but it can very easily be removed just like that. And then you can have it just sail off and go wherever you want. And this area right here is another one of those golden pieces with text on it, so here it is in HD. Moving up immediately above that, you can see these two stone pillars are holding up this little bridge right here. This connects to the upper area of the waterfall, which I'll show you when I reconnect them all together. And on the left side here, you can see that there's just this like large green platform. And then immediately next to it, there's this like little stone path area, which leads up to this like seat or throne. Again, I'm not familiar with the like actual story behind this, but I assume this is probably the throne of either the Monkey King or the bad guy in this set. There's another one of these peach trees directly above it, though, with 2 peaches this time instead of 1. 2 different signs with text on it this time. There's this one right here, which is like a flag, like in-universe. And then there's just the standard, like, golden panel with the text. And then coming down, there's an entirely different section behind this. There's like a mini tiny waterfall right here, which I think is really cute. This piece is in the same color as like the big waterfall, while the rest of the pieces are in like the standard like translate blue. There's this tiny little build right here, which reminds me a lot of like the Ninjago monastery, obviously very, very downscaled. But it's just got like these 2 red pillars, this little like black roof right here, and then a dragon hilt. And then finally, there's just this larger grassy area, which gives you some room to display figures. There is like a little mechanism inside this. If you want, you could place the minifigure on this little like green platform right here. And then you can turn this little gray piece right here and it'll make that minifigure spin. It's a little awkward to get into, but I'm sure someone with smaller hands than mine would be able to do it a little bit easier. Alternatively, you could just like manually turn the slack gears in the mechanism below. And then finally, there's one last of these like golden textiles, but as I said, I don't know what they say. The 2 outer builds have these like little bars on the sides, and the waterfall has these like little clips to accept them. So it's very easy to reconnect them into one build. Once they're all reconnected, you can see that this little bridge that I showed you reconnects to the terrain holding this little stone right here. And there is the entirety of the main build for this set. And if you're curious, here's what the entire build looks like from the back. But I think that's about all I got to show you in terms of the build, so let's move on to the minifigures. So moving on, here are the first 4 minifigures included in this set. We have Monkey King, Monkey King, Monkey King, and Monkey King. That sounds like a joke, but no, this set genuinely does come with 4 different variants of Monkey King. However, they do have distinct names. This is Baby Monkey King, this is Apprentice Monkey King, this one is just Monkey King, and this one's a Warrior Monkey King. This is just me guessing because obviously, as I said, I'm not like familiar with the source material here, but I assume Baby Monkey King is him when he's a baby, makes sense. Apprentice Monkey King is him at the next stage in his life when he's slightly older. And the regular Monkey King figure just represents him when he's not in his like full warrior getup, and then this is him when he is just like the legendary warrior Monkey King. I think all 4 of these figures are quite good though. My favorite is definitely Baby Monkey King. I think he's really funny. I think it's funny that he's a baby, but he still has full-size legs, while there is monkeys with short legs in this set, but we'll get to them in a moment. He is essentially just a monkey minifigure though, and I think that's a ton of fun. I like the hair/ear piece here that they all have. He's got fur all over his torso and a little bit over his legs, and you can see he's just got like leaves all over his like hips area. I like how they did the face too. To make him look a little bit younger, they just made all of his proportions slightly different. You can see like the orange area around his eyes is a little bit smaller. The eyes themselves are a little bit bigger. You can see his mouth is a little bit smaller. I might just be reading too far into things, but it never really makes them look younger. That's another thing, is over the course of these 4 figures, there is 3 different face prints. The only 2 that share a face print are Warrior Monkey King and the regular Monkey King. The Apprentice and Baby have all new unique face prints for this set. Next, to move on to Apprentice Monkey King. This one's definitely my least favorite. I just don't think the colors work perfectly. Seeing him in blue just feels a little bit weird, and the tail definitely sticks out. One thing I like that they did with the tail that you could see on Warrior and regular Monkey King is that it's got yellow printing on the front, so it doesn't create like a divide in the torso. There's definitely been previous figures that don't have that, so when the tail creates a divide, like you could see that the tail is like a different color here. If they just reused the Baby Monkey King tail, there would just be an orange line in the middle there. But I appreciate that they printed the front with yellow, so it blends well with the torsos of these 2. However, the yellow doesn't blend great here. Like, obviously he does have yellow belts right there, but it doesn't look perfect, and that definitely shows. And I just think the blue looks a little weird on him. I wish the yellow printing was more vibrant here, and I just wish there was a little bit more detail. But I do like his face print here. He just seems sort of like annoyed. Regular Monkey King isn't as interesting, but I think he looks good. He does come in one other set. I believe this is the same figure that comes in like the giant Spider Queen set. But it's still a good one to get. I like the dual molded legs on him, those are quite cool, and just printing all over is very well done. But the Warrior Monkey King, I believe he first debuted in 2020, but I didn't have the original version of this guy, so getting this guy now, he is super cool. I love the gold printing all throughout. The gold like mystery armor works really well for him, and having this little like tassel come out of his head looks really cool. I don't like love this figure, but I think it's pretty well done. And it feels just like really elegant, which is exactly how it should feel. Here's a look at everybody with like their hairs and tails removed. If you haven't actually seen the monkey tail before, here's what it looks like. It just attaches between the torso and the legs and just puts his tail at the back. And you can see how the one on top is the tail for Baby Monkey King, which doesn't have any printing, but the one on the bottom is the tail from the rest of them, where it has a little bit of yellow printing out the front. But now, taking a look at these figures, you can get a better look at their face prints. I just noticed on Apprentice Monkey King, he has like a little bit of sweat running down his face, which I like. And you can see a little bit more of Warrior Monkey King's torso, with just like the gold armor there, which I think looks good. And then here's a look at everybody's back torso prints as well as their alternate faces. I really like Baby Monkey King's alternate face, where he's just like sleeping and drilling a little bit. That's really cute. And then he has a little bit of fur on the back there. Apprentice Monkey King just has like a shocked alternate face. I think that's a really useful face print to have. And then regular Monkey King and Warrior Monkey King both just have like this angry face. Warrior Monkey King also has some really cool back torso printing to show like the back of his armor. While I don't think any of these figures on their own are like exceptional, I think they all are good. And one thing I have to say is I give LEGO a ton of credit for actually including all 4 of these figures in the set. Because they very easily could have included one Monkey King head and like multiple outfits for him, but no, they actually included 4 full figures. Because even though these show the same head and they all have the same hair and most of them have the same tail, LEGO didn't just give us like one of those pieces and tell us like, hey, change it how you like it. Like, they actually give us 4 full figures, and as a collector I really appreciate that, because I don't want to be constantly switching around my figures. Having the 4 different variants here is so nice. And then moving on here, the final 4 figures in the set, we have Brother Monkey, Sister Monkey, Evil Macaque, I think that's how you say it, I'm not positive, and then finally, of course, Monkey Kid himself. Brother Monkey and Sister Monkey are really funny. Again, as someone who has like no context to the source material, the idea of Brother Monkey and Sister Monkey is inherently really funny. But I think these guys are good. They just look like LEGO monkeys, which is about what they should. They both just have like this fur on their torsos. They are like a brown color instead of the orange that Monkey King is. The boy has like a little scarf or ascot tied around his neck, while the girl has like a little crop top. Brother Monkey has just like this really excited, happy face, while Sister Monkey is just sort of winking. I think both of these guys are cute and a ton of fun, and I'm just happy to have them because I like having like different fun characters like this in my collection. My favorite figure in the set though definitely has to be this guy right here, Macaque. Again, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sure everybody will tell me in the comments. But he is super cool. He looks a lot like Warrior Monkey King, but obviously with darker colors, and just like a much cooler aesthetic in my opinion. His cape is really interesting. He has like the same like 2-part cape as Monkey King, but then he has another cape piece on top that sort of looks like a hood. And then he has a black monkey tail, which does not have any printing on the front. I really like the printing on his torso. His torso itself is orange, but he's got some pearl gold printing on it, and the two blend together really well. And then his legs are dual molded in dark red and black, which looks so good together, and the little like bits of gold to like bridge the 2 colors together look excellent. And I also really like his face print. He's got like a quite confident smirk to him. I think it's fun. And then finally we have the Monkey Kid himself. This is very similar to the one that comes in most of the sets this wave. I'm not sure if the face print's exclusive. I think it might be, but I don't have enough of the Monkey Kid sets to say. I'm pretty sure this is the only set this face print comes in this way, but I'm not sure it's the only set this face print comes in like overall, so let me know in the comments. But yeah, overall a very solid lineup of figures. Before I take these guys apart, let me show you what the tails on Brother Monkey and Sister Monkey look like. Their tails stick out unlike Monkey King's and Macaque's, which like go to the side. These are the tails from Itchy from the Simpsons series, I believe. I think they've just reused them all the way back then, so it's cool to see they're still using that piece. Oh, and Macaque also comes with like this darker version of the Monkey King staff. Monkey King's staff is obviously gold and red, while Macaque's is gray and black. And I think it fits his color scheme really well. Alright, and here's a look at everybody with like their hair and accessories removed. And here's a look at everyone's back torso prints and alternate faces. Brother Monkey's alternate face is really cute. I like it a lot. He's like licking his lips. You can see that little scarf continuing on the back, and he's got some fur right there. Sister Monkey's alternate face is fairly generic. She just has like a very slight smirk. Macaque's alternate face is so cool. Like, genuinely, I think I prefer that to the other side of the face. He's got red markings similar to Monkey Kid's, like, around his eyes, and then one eye's golden and the other eye's white. And he's just got, like, this big, evil smile. I absolutely love how that looks. And then back torso print is really nice, too. You can see a little bit of, like, black fur right there, and then just more of that, like, golden armor. Monkey Kid's alternate face reminds me a lot of, like, Cole's old design from Ninjago. And then he's just got, like, a little symbol in the back of his orange jacket. The figure selection of this set is genuinely just great. Like, all these guys were really fantastic. So, overall, would I recommend this set? It is really hard to say. I am so divided on this one. Because I really like it. I think it looks great. But there's just something about it that just seems to be missing for me. This set weirdly reminds me a lot of a LEGO Friends set, if that makes any sense. Part of it's the colors, right? LEGO Friends uses a lot of bright colors like lime green and white. And it also has, like, the bright waterfall and then, like, the sand green stair piece, which I hardly ever see the stair piece in, like, non-Friends sets. But that's not to discredit the set, like, it genuinely is beautiful. The interior areas just also feel a little hollow. I wish there was a little more to them. Instead of the set being so long, I wish it was, like, a little wider. But again, that's just a personal preference and a bit of a nitpick. So I'm not sure what it is about the set that doesn't make me, like, absolutely love it, but there's just something that's not there for me. However, it is still very, very good. One of the highlights of this set is for sure the minifigure selection is absolutely great. All 4 of the Monkey King figures are really cool to get, and 3 are exclusive to this set. Brother Monkey and Sister Monkey are a ton of fun, and Macaque is an awesome minifigure. And of course, Monkey Kid, always nice to get. So yeah, I expected to like this set a lot, and there's just something about it that keeps me from absolutely loving it. However, I still think it's really cool, and if you have the money, I recommend it, but I feel like there probably is better sets of this price range out there if you're looking to get, like, a big LEGO set. So if you're interested in this, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I just don't think it would be my first choice. But I definitely do recommend this set more than I don't recommend it. It's just, for something of this price point, I don't know, I just expected something different. But those are just my thoughts, so know what you guys think in the comments below. Once again, thank you so much to the LEGO Group and the LEGO Ambassador Network for sending this to me. I genuinely appreciate it so much. And to everyone watching, as I said at the beginning of this video, if you could please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new, I would greatly appreciate it. Liking the video helps support the channel, and by subscribing, all of my new LEGO Monkey Kid reviews that are coming soon will go straight to your sub box so you can see them, like, immediately. But I think that's about all I got to say for this review. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!